Your mornings are the first battle of the day, not with the world, with yourself. Most people wake up and immediately surrender to notifications, to noise, to stress, to other people's priorities, to thoughts they didn't choose. And then they wonder why they can't stay disciplined with money, why they overspend, why they panic, why they break their own rules, why they betray their long-term plans for short-term impulses. But the Stoics understood something the modern world forgot. Your morning determines your mind, and your mind determines your wealth. Let me show you the routine that can transform both. The Stoics didn't have smartphones, markets, or portfolios, but they woke up to the same thing you do: a war inside the mind. Marcus Aurelius began every morning the same way. Not with comfort, not with distraction, but with confrontation. He wrote in his Meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive. Not poetic, not motivational, practical." He grounded his awareness before the world could take it from him. Because the first 30 minutes of your day decide the next 15 hours, not because of productivity, but because of identity. And identity determines financial behavior more than knowledge ever will. So let's build a morning routine capable of shaping both your mind and your financial life. Let's begin with the truth. If you do not direct your mornings, your emotions will. And emotions are the enemy of wealth. They pull you into impulsiveness. They drag you into short-term thinking. They make you check your portfolio. They make you chase trends. They make you spend money you wouldn't spend with a clear head. They make you abandon plans you set in calmer moments. Stoics built mornings that created emotional stability, not motivation. Because stability builds wealth. Motivation burns out. Here's the first principle. 1. Begin with stillness, journaling. This is not Dear Diary. This is psychological armor. Journaling acts as a mental audit, the same way reviewing your finances acts as a financial audit. Marcus Aurelius journaled every morning for one reason: to observe his mind before the world polluted it. When you put your thoughts onto paper, two things happen. A. Emotional clarity. Your anxieties stop swirling in the background. They become visible. And visible things lose their power. B. Rational distance. You shift from feeling your thoughts to seeing your thoughts. That shift is everything in finance. Here's the journaling structure the Stoics used. Adapted for your financial life. What do I control today? Behavior, spending, work, discipline. What is outside my control? Markets, prices, news, other people. What emotional state am I in? Because emotional states predict financial mistakes. What virtue do I practice today? Temperance for spending, courage for investing, wisdom for choices. This morning audit will save you from 90% of money mistakes, not because it gives you answers, but because it removes the illusions that cause the mistakes. 2. Train discomfort, discipline activation. The Stoics did something almost nobody does today. They practiced discomfort on purpose. Cold exposure, hard labor, simple food, minimal clothing. Not to punish themselves, but to prepare themselves. Seneca called it rehearsing poverty. But in truth, he was rehearsing control. When you do something difficult in the morning, cold shower, breath work, exercise, intentional discomfort, you create a psychological effect modern researchers now call the discipline transfer. The brain interprets early discipline as a signal for how it should behave the rest of the day. If you begin your morning with comfort, your brain seeks more comfort. If you begin your morning with discipline, your brain tolerates discomfort. Financially, this matters more than anything, because discomfort is the barrier between you and long-term wealth. The discomfort of not buying the thing, the discomfort of not checking the portfolio, the discomfort of sticking to the budget, the discomfort of ignoring the noise, the discomfort of being patient. Morning discipline builds financial discipline. It's the same muscle. You train one, you strengthen the other. 3. No portfolio, no markets, no news. This is non-negotiable. The first hour of your day must belong to your mind, not the world. Checking markets in the morning does 3 things. 1. It hijacks your emotional baseline. If markets are down, you start in fear. If markets are up, you start in mania. Both states lead to bad decisions. 2. It pulls you into reactivity. You begin your day chasing external signals. You lose control before you've built control. 3. It creates identity attachment. You mentally anchor your mood to numbers. Stoicism begins where attachment ends. If you check markets in the morning, you are training yourself to let volatility dictate your emotions. If you want freedom, you must begin your day free. The markets can wait. The news can wait. The world can wait. Your mind cannot. 4. A 3-minute financial review, the Stoic way. Notice this is not portfolio review. This is not checking investments. This is not reacting to markets. This is a behavioral check-in, not a financial one. In 3 minutes, ask yourself, did I stick to my spending values yesterday? Not the budget, the values. Is there anything I regret? Regret reveals emotional weakness. What is one financial action I can take today that aligns with virtue? Not a big action, not a stressful one, a clean, simple one. This turns money from an emotional subject into a philosophical one. You don't need complexity, you need consistency, and you need awareness more than anything. 5. Negative visualization, Stoic emotional shield. This might be the most powerful part of the routine. Stoics practiced Premeditatio Malorum, the rehearsal of things going wrong. In the morning, take 15 seconds and visualize one financial fear.
A market dip.
A bad headline. A moment of doubt. A temptation to buy something you don't need. A moment you might break your discipline. Don't avoid it. Walk toward it. Why? Because fear rehearsed is fear weakened. And when fear is weakened, your financial decisions strengthen. Negative visualization turns emotional storms into light rain. You cannot fear what you've already accepted. Now let's bring this together into a single routine. 1. Stillness, 3 to 5 minutes. Journaling, mental audit, emotional clarity. 2. Discomfort, 30 to 90 seconds or longer. Cold water, breath work, a short intensity burst. 3. Silence, no screens, no news, no markets. Protect your mental autonomy. 4. Financial awareness, 3 minutes. Behavior check, values check, alignment check. 5. Negative visualization, 10 to 15 seconds. Prepare the mind for emotional triggers. This routine takes less than 10 minutes and rewires your financial behavior for the entire day. Not because of the routine itself, but because of what the routine trains. A calm mind, a disciplined body, a prepared heart, and a rational approach to money. This is Stoicism in practice, not as theory, but as identity. Let's zoom out now. Why does a morning routine impact wealth so deeply? Because your mornings shape your default emotions. Your default emotions shape your daily decisions. Your daily decisions shape your financial behavior, and your financial behavior shapes the trajectory of your entire life. Most people don't have money problems. They have morning problems. They wake up in chaos. They wake up checking the world before checking themselves. They wake up serving their impulses instead of their principles. Their mornings create their anxieties. Their anxieties create their spending. Their spending creates their financial outcomes. Stoics reversed this. They created stable mornings. That created stable minds. That created stable decisions. That created stable lives. Finance is just the echo. Let me show you a modern example. There are people who spend years trying to budget, and nothing changes. But the moment they start journaling in the morning, things shift. Why? Because budgeting wasn't the issue. Awareness was. They were acting unconsciously, emotionally, reactively. A calm morning is like starting the day on solid ground. You aren't constantly knocked off balance. You make decisions from clarity, not toward clarity. Another example. People check crypto prices in the morning, then ruin their day over numbers they can't control. But when they stop checking, their anxiety drops, their discipline increases, their spending stabilizes, their thinking sharpens. Why? Because their emotions are no longer tied to volatility. They disconnected their mind from the market, and their finances improved. The morning routine changed the identity behind the decisions, and identity drives everything. Now let's bring Marcus Aurelius back in. Marcus wrote, "Each day provides its own gifts." But he didn't mean gifts from the world. He meant gifts from the mind. The gift of clarity, the gift of discipline, the gift of awareness, the gift of perspective. These gifts don't arrive by accident. They are created through ritual. Stoic rituals. Your rituals. This is why a morning routine is not just a habit. It's a philosophy. And a philosophy is far more powerful than a checklist. Let's close with the truth most people never hear. Your mornings determine the quality of your financial life, because wealth is not built by tactics. It's built by identity. And your identity is built in the quiet moments before the world enters your mind. If you want to be wealthy, you must first build the identity of someone who does not react emotionally to money. If you want financial clarity, you must first build mental clarity. If you want long-term freedom, you must first build short-term discipline. If you want to become the kind of person who makes rational, consistent, powerful financial decisions, start with the first 10 minutes of your day. Start with your mind. Start with your habits. Start with your philosophy. Start before the world reaches you. Because the person who controls their morning controls their mind. And the person who controls their mind controls their wealth.